Toto Wolff has finally cracked the code. There's plenty of hope going around within the Mercedes garage compared to the last 2 years, especially since they got it wrong with the previous regulations. It looks like Lewis Hamilton is about to regret leaving the Silver Arrows. The unveiling of their new 2024 F1 car, the W15, at Silverstone marks a huge reset for the Brackley-based squad, following an incorrect conceptual approach with the 2022 and 23 cars. Wolff expressed hope that the new direction identified for 2024 will address past shortcomings, indicating a positive change in team morale over the winter. During the Mercedes W15 launch, Toto Wolff expressed his ambition to propel Mercedes back into contention against every team and possibly challenge Red Bull for the top spot. We got it wrong with the new regulations, but when we look back in 10 years or longer, you're going to read that we finished first 8 times in a row and then third and second in the constructors. It will look like it was a respectable result and wasn't so bad. But this is not counting another team and another driver winning most of the races. So we aim to consolidate our positions towards Ferrari and McLaren, sometimes Aston Martin, and be at the forward part of that group while at the same time trying to race at the very front. This is our aim. We're determined to do so. At the same time, we know how difficult it is, because you're a step behind your main competitor who has gotten it right straight from the get-go. But we love the challenge, and this is why we are so eager, and all of us so eager to see the car finally driving. When questioned about overcoming the challenges of the past 2 years, Wolff disclosed that a meticulous approach has been adopted to address the issues that plagued the development of the W13 and W14. He said, "I think the most important thing is that you look inward. What is it that we got wrong? Why did the virtual world not correlate with the real world? I think we found some clues. We went in this direction, and we tried to eliminate as many as possible variables. The buzz that is in the company is something that I haven't seen for so many years. We know it's difficult. We know it's a big mountain to climb, because if a team is far ahead like Red Bull was last year, that's not easy, but we have a superb driver combination, hopefully a fast car, and the best people in the factory that are giving it all to succeed, and I think there are very good ingredients to be back in the front again." Lewis Hamilton has opened up about the emotional and surreal experience of witnessing the launch of the Mercedes W15, knowing that his transition to Ferrari for the F1 2025 season is imminent. Hamilton's departure marks the end of the most triumphant team-driver partnership in F1 history. The British driver clinched 6 of his 7 world championships with Mercedes, having joined the team from McLaren at the start of the 2013 season. During the W15 launch at Silverstone, Hamilton shared that emotions were running high as he witnessed the unveiling of his final Mercedes car to the world. He said, "It's obviously been emotional. It's very surreal to be here, given that I came here in 2013, 11 years with the team, starting my 12th. This is the first time I've seen the car come together as a whole. But to know everything that's underneath the hood, which people won't get to see, but George and I will get to experience on the track, it's exciting." In other news, it has now come to light that Carlos Sainz was left in the dark. He told on Ferrari, revealing that he learned about Lewis Hamilton taking his seat just before the news became public knowledge. This revelation means Sainz's time at Ferrari will end next year, with Hamilton transitioning from Mercedes to Ferrari, leaving Sainz without a seat for 2025. The 29-year-old was caught off guard by the unexpected turn of events during his first press conference since the announcement. He said that the whole thing came as a shock to him. "Obviously, I was surprised like everyone in the Formula One world was," Sainz said. "I think everyone was surprised in a way with what happened. From my side, you can obviously understand that I got to know the news a bit earlier than anyone else, but it's true that then I had some weeks to reflect, some weeks to prepare, and some weeks to also get ready for the car launch, for the first race of the season, so it gives you a bit of time to digest it, to take your own conclusions, and to focus on the 2024 season ahead." Hamilton's decision has left Sainz's future in limbo, prompting the driver to actively seek his next opportunity to sustain his F1 career. But Sainz acknowledged that the upcoming period would be crucial, describing it as quote-unquote, "the most important 3 or 4 years of my career." As a result, he emphasized the importance of taking his time to ensure that he makes the best decision for his future. He said, "I think as much as I said that I wanted to have my future sorted before the first race, I think the scenario has changed quite a bit, as you can imagine. so I think it is going to be probably a longer process. We're going to have ahead of me probably my most important 3 or 4 years of my career, where I want to make sure that I'm in the right place at the right time. I want to make sure I pick the right next destination for me, so I'm going to take my time to think about it, to listen to all the options, to have a look at all the options, so that I can just feel calm that when I take the decision, I've given myself enough time and enough information. Now, having said that, I think it's completely possible to separate one thing from the other. I have a good management team that will also take care of that. So, my full focus will be on this year, and I'm going to start the season as strong as I can, putting all my effort in being quick, and the other thing will sort itself out as time goes by. If Ferrari was worried about Carlos Sainz's commitment to teamwork in 2024, those concerns can be put to rest. The Formula One silly season is already heating up. Ferrari isn't one to hold back on giving team orders to their drivers. But with Sainz aware that his time in Maranello is limited, the question arises, will he prioritize Leclerc if asked? Sainz reassured that he's committed to following Ferrari's directives in F1 2024, and he anticipates mutual respect in return. When quizzed by the media about supporting Leclerc in a title push for the 2024 season if requested by Ferrari, Sainz confirmed that, "Of course, I've always been a team player. Everything I've done in Formula One, I think, I've been a great team player. I've always been exemplary in that sense as a driver for any team. I will definitely help Charles if I have to, the same way that I expect Charles to help me if I fight for a world championship myself too." Despite the circumstances, Sainz's determination to vie for the title is unwavering. He emphasizes that the pressure he puts on himself and the team to excel won't fade away. He said, "I think the amount of pressure that I will put in myself, in the team, in my engineers, and everyone involved, I think will be exactly the same. The hunger to win races, the hunger to become champions doesn't change just because of what's happening in 25. We all have the same objective. We all have the same ambitions this year. And the fact that I'm not going to be a Scuderia Ferrari driver in 2025 doesn't mean that we don't want to become champions together this year or win races this year. So I think it's going to be exactly the same. If anything, I can focus even more knowing in the present and then focus more on the race by race, making sure I have the best possible car and feeling underneath me, and not having to focus so much in development and in the future." What do you think? Is Lewis Hamilton getting emotional because he finally realized that he made the wrong decision? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.